Hi everybody, this is Varsha Kulkarni. Welcome back to Darwin's Academy. Let's discuss lysosomes today. We have already seen how Golgi apparatus was, who discovered it, and so on and so forth in our previous video. Today let's see what lysosomes are. The flow of the content will be like the etymology, that means how the name lysosome was derived, then who discovered it, how the lysosomes would appear to be, and also what are its functions and where all lysosomes are found. All right. So, with that being said, let me get started. Lysosomes, as the name itself suggests, lysosoma. These were the two words from which the term lysosome was derived. Lyso meaning lysis, that means to loosen up something or to break. Alright? Soma means body. All these terminologies have originated from Latin. Alright? So lysosomes originated from two words, lyso and soma. Lyso meaning lysis or to loosen up, and soma meaning body. Alright? Who discovered this? Like I've written here, it was Christian de Devoux who discovered lysosomes somewhere around in the 40s or so. Alright. So this was not a very old discovery per se. With that being said, let me move on to how the structure would look like. Before that, let me ask you to have a look at this animal cell. Alright. I have not drawn all the cell organelles here. I have only drawn a couple of them. In that, if you might notice these small little round sac-like structures, those would represent lysosomes. So, with that, we know that lysosomes are round structures or sac, okay, they are sacs which are roundish in nature and they are bound by a membrane. That means they are covered by a membrane. Imagine a round bag which is layered with membrane. That is how a lysosome would look like. But note that these are microscopic and they are very tiny. They are not huge. Okay. So, let me go back to how the lysosomes would look like. They are round, sac-like structures which are bound by a membrane. But what do they contain within them? They have digestive enzymes within these sacs. Okay. And where did this digestive enzyme within the lysosome come from? It was from the rough endoplasmic reticulum that these digestive enzymes have come into picture. So, if you imagine a sac, this is a cross section of a sac, and if you think of the sac being layered by cells, by membrane, okay, and within which you see some digestive enzymes. That is how a lysosome would be. These digestive enzymes were synthesized by the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So, what should these lysosomes do, or what is their role? Since they have digestive enzymes within them, it is understood that they are involved in digestion of something. But what are they digesting? They are digesting foreign objects, a few organelles which are worn out, which are no longer required, and also in some cases, if the entire cell is damaged, these lysosomes will burst open so that the digestive enzymes can digest the entire cell. Let me repeat that for you. The digestive enzymes within the lysosomes are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. The lysosomes are sac-like structures that are covered by a membrane. Okay? They are dispersed within the cytoplasm. They contain digestive enzymes, and because they have digestive enzymes, they are involved in digesting foreign objects which are not required for the cell. Alright, and the cell organelles which may have been worn out or damaged. Alright, and at times if the entire cell is damaged, then these lysosomes burst open to digest the entire cell. So, we call these lysosomes as those cell organelles which are interested with cleaning the cell. Alright? Since they also engulf the entire cell or digest the entire cell, apologies, it is not engulf, it is digesting the entire cell and also digesting a few cell organelles. They are popularly called as suicide bags of the cell, which students would often remember. Alright, so let me quickly repeat. This is not a big topic, it is a small little one. The name lysosome has two smaller little names coming together, that is lyso, which means to loosen up, and soma meaning body. This was discovered by Christian de Devoux, and these lysosomes are scattered within the cytoplasm just like so. Alright. Then there are sac-like structures which are bound by a membrane. Within this sac-like structure are the digestive enzymes. Now, these digestive enzymes within the lysosomes have come from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Also, lysosomes were synthesized by Golgi apparatus. If you have had a look at my previous video about Golgi apparatus, that would help you to connect all these things together. I would seriously urge you to go back and have a look at the Golgi apparatus video as well. So, lysosomes were produced by Golgi apparatus. The digestive enzymes which are within the lysosomes were synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what is the job of lysosome? It is to clean the cell. They are often called as suicide bags of the cell. They help in cleaning the unnecessary foreign objects which may have entered the cell. They might clean, digest all the cell organelles which the cell might not require any longer. Also, if a cell is damaged, then the lysosomes will burst open to digest the entire cell. So, that is about lysosomes. Thank you. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Darwin Academy. This is Varsha Kulkarni. I'm back with another cell organelle. Today let's discuss something about mitochondrion. Mitochondrion is singular, that means if I'm talking about one cell organelle, then it is mitochondrion. If I'm talking about many such mitochondrion, then I might use the terminology mitochondria. Alright, so with that, let me get started. Let's discuss something about mitochondrion today. Plural is mitochondria. Like always, let us discuss the etymology, then who discovered it. Here there is also another scientist who has named it, followed by how the structure of mitochondrion is, and also its functions and where it is found. So that will be the flow of today's content. Alright, are we ready with the pen and the paper today? Let's get started. Mitochondria is what I've written here. Mitochondria is plural form. Mitochondrion is singular. Okay. I hope that confusion is sorted for all of you. Okay. Let me start off. Mitochondria was derived from two terminologies, mitos and chondrios. Mitos means thread, chondrios meaning granule. Okay. The mitochondrion or mitochondria were discovered by a Swiss physiologist named Albert von Kolliker in the year 1857 when he was studying extensively about human muscle cells. Alright, so Albert von Kolliker in 1857 discovered mitochondria when he was studying about human muscle cells. Exactly 12 years from then, there was a scientist called Carl Benda who named these organelles as mitochondria. Earlier it was named by some other name or known by some other name. Let us not get into all that because etymology, the one who discovered, is all not required for your grade 9 NCERT curriculum. Okay? Alright. So, let me quickly repeat. Mitochondria is a plural form of the cell organelles. If I am referring to more than one such mitochondrion, then I am calling them as mitochondria, and mitochondrion is singular. Okay? So that is the basic difference. This is singular, this is plural. The term mitochondria originated from two words, mitos and chondrios. Mitos meaning thread, chondrios meaning granule. It was Carl Benda who named these organelles as mitochondria. Earlier it was known by some other name when Albert von Kolliker discovered it. Okay. So these are cell organelles which are scattered within the cytoplasm of cell. Okay. So you know how they were discovered or who discovered them. You have known the etymology, then where they are found. Now let's get into how the mitochondrion would appear. Okay. Mitochondria, if I assume mitochondria to be like long sausage-like structures, and if I take a cross section, this is how one section would appear. The mitochondrion has two layers or two membranes. It is a cell organelle which is having double membrane or two membranes. The outer membrane and the inner membrane. The outer membrane is porous. That means it is permeable, allows movement of smaller molecules. Got it? Okay. Inner layer is thrown into folds. That means inner layer is packed into folds, many different folds. Why so? To increase the surface area of the inner layer so that more metabolic reactions can happen. So, within the mitochondrion, the inner layer, within that, lot of chemical reactions, metabolic reactions that are required for the cell occur. If the surface area is more, then more number of reactions will occur. So that is the main idea why the inner layer of the mitochondria is folded or thrown into folds. And also, as a result of reactions that are happening within the mitochondria, there is release of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Adenosine triphosphate is also called as the energy currency of the cell. Also, you may notice that mitochondria has its own DNA, has its own ribosomes. Okay. So, own ribosomes meaning they can synthesize their own proteins. So, mitochondria is also referred to as powerhouse of the cell because the major reaction that involves the production of adenosine triphosphate occurs within the mitochondria. So this reaction is the cellular respiration, which we'll be taking that slightly later in our syllabus. Okay. So let me quickly revisit or reiterate all the important aspects. Mitochondria was derived from two words, mitos and chondrion, meaning thread and granules. It was named by Carl Benda, but who discovered it? Albert von Kolliker was a Swiss physiologist, discovered these mitochondria in 1857. If I am saying mitochondria, that means I am referring to more than one mitochondrion. Okay? So mitochondrion is singular, mitochondria is plural. These mitochondria are cell organelles that have a double membrane. Outer membrane is porous. That means it allows the movement of smaller molecules. We can also say that it is permeable. Okay. Inner layer is thrown into folds. Okay. Inner layer is such that because it should increase the surface area because within this inner layer, lot of chemical reactions occur. Okay. Also, ATP is synthesized within the mitochondria. Okay. How did the ATP or from where did the ATP come? It is because the cellular respiration occurs within the mitochondria. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is also called as the energy currency of the cell. Since ATP is produced within the mitochondria, they are often referred to as powerhouse of the cells. Mitochondria are long boat-like or sausage-like structures which are covered by double membrane. They are not round. Okay. Mitochondria also have their own DNA and ribosomes. I think this video is helpful to all of you. I would urge you to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.